I cured my own depression myself without any help, without any coaching, without any therapy, without any pills, for example. None of that, only with the advices that I'm going to show you in this video. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step the invisible cause, the invisible reason why you are literally suffering and how to deal with it. And this invisible cause that we're going to talk about right now is trauma. Trauma, and trauma is basically like the definition, is like unprocessed emotion. So imagine, for example, you walk around with trauma every single day. All of us walk with trauma. Imagine this moment, I don't know, like where you got bullied in school. Imagine the moment when like the bully slapped the back of your head, for example, right? Imagine this moment, right? Maybe like it was for me, it's just an example, maybe it really happened to you. It happened for me, to be honest. At that time, when the bully slapped the back of your head, you wanted to express those emotions, right? The emotion that arises were like the emotion of anger, the emotion of sadness. You wanted to cry, for example, but, and this is where the trauma comes in, because if you get angry, the bully will beat you up, or if you just get sad and you start crying, the bully will make even more fun of you. You repress those emotions. You repressed those emotions inside of you. You just, like, you stop them from arising. You stop, like, not from arising, but you stop them from happening. You held back the tears. You held back like the anger. You know, you fucking like you gritted your teeth and you didn't show any sign of like emotion, of anger, of sadness. You didn't cry it, for example. Basically, you didn't process the emotion. This is literally where trauma comes in. Trauma, like I've told you, is just unprocessed emotion. So that time when you got bullied in school and you weren't able to express those emotions because otherwise the bully would beat you up, or he would like make fun of you with his group of fucking dickhead. This is a traumatic event. I'm telling you, this is a traumatic event. Even though you may not think about it because you think trauma is like all of those big things like, I don't know, being abandoned or being fucking beaten up by your family or some shit. No. Those little events, like, you know, just like the little, I don't know, a slap of your dad, for example. This can be a traumatic event. Now think about the time when you experienced like something a bit traumatic, like for example, like, I don't know, you fell down something, right? And it was like really scary. And at that moment you cried, right? You expressed those emotions. And right now, when you think back at that scary moment when you fell up, for example, but you were able to express those emotions because you felt safe, you don't look back with like any emotion, right? You look back at that moment and you don't feel anything, right? Because you were able at that time, the time of the event, to express the emotions. So right now, when you think about this little event where you fell off, you don't look back with like anger or fucking sadness or pain or some shit. No, because you process the emotion back then at the time where the event started, right? So trauma happens when you just feel any sort of like negative environment, negative like situation, for example, but you don't process the emotion because, I don't know, because you don't feel safe, mainly because you don't feel safe, to be honest. So this is literally trauma, bro. Like, you've heard so many times, yeah, trauma, you know, this is this, and it seems so complicated. Trauma is literally just unprocessed emotions stuck into your fucking body, bro. Trauma only seems complicated when it's all of those fucking dickhead therapists who are explaining to you in all of those like big scientist terms or some shit. Mental health is not fucking science, bro. Like, in part it is, but it's not fucking complicated. Mental health is not complicated. It's only when all of those fucking psychiatrists, all of those doctors, all of those therapists, they just try to make mental health seem so complicated so that you actually just buy their fucking services because they know that their services are fucking scam. I'm telling you, mental health is fucking simple. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and it's also simple to fucking improve. So the big thing right now is trauma is unprocessed emotion. And if you process the emotion of trauma, you will make tremendous progress in your mental health. And by the way, bro, if you want to make even more progress with your mental health than with those 3 videos, bro, just check the first link in the description right now, because I've made this program myself and it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. I think it's a fucking steal. So just go and check it out right now. No need, like, no pressure. But the big thing that you're wondering right now is, okay, but so how do I cure trauma? And the answer is in the question, literally. Because you know that trauma is unprocessed emotion, what do you think we should do? Processing the emotion. Literally. Processing the emotion. And how do you think that we are going to process the emotion? By thinking about the trauma. By thinking about the trauma. By finding a way to just like let the emotion of the trauma arise again. So some people might open a book, like write a book about their own story, and they might write about this like traumatic event, and this is when like they're going to feel the emotion. Some people might journal about the event. They might write down literally on a journal the story of this event, this traumatic event. Some people might just visualize the event. Some people might just speak about it out loud to like some other people maybe. Who knows? Find your own way to just like make the emotion of this like traumatic event arises again. That was step one. Just find a way to just visualize again, put you into the sort of like state, the flow of this situation, of this trauma. Find a way to just remind yourself of this traumatic event. That was step one. Now step two of literally curing fucking trauma is letting the emotion that arises getting processed. Simple as that, bro. When you're going to write, when are you going to, I don't know, find a way, find the time to just feel the emotion of that traumatic event back again. When you journal, when you do this, when you apply step one basically, and you just like put yourself back into the situation, like mentally you visualize it, there's going to be a bunch of emotion that is going to rise up. Pain, anger, sadness, fucking what else? Like you would want to cry, you would want to fucking shadow box some shit. Like, have you seen like all of those like videos in Bali of guys like literally Bali, Indonesia, of all of those guys curing trauma? Some of them are like crying like little babies. Some of them are just like fucking screaming, like fucking getting aggressive. This is how we should cure trauma, bro. Whatever emotion you feel after applying step one, you just let it flow. You let it getting processed by your brain, by your body. If you feel anger, allow yourself to feel the anger. Do this practice of like, you know, curing trauma, maybe like alone in your bedroom, for example, but alone in your apartment, in your house, so that like you're in peace, like nobody will disturb you. But whatever emotion comes up, if you need to cry, just cry. If you need to just like talk out loud about some things, just talk about them out loud. Whatever emotion, whatever action, whatever things you want to do right now, which is not destructive, like crying, like feeling this pain, maybe like you want to fucking shadow box because you feel so much anger. Allow yourself to just feel it. Process the emotion. And after 5, 10, 15 minutes of like really processing, really getting into like the flow of those emotions, the emotion will just stop. And you will look back at like this traumatic event that you've just processed the emotion of with no emotion at all. You will look back at this time when like the bully slapped you with no emotion. And this is literally the 10 out of 10 sign that you know that you've cured this little like this traumatic event yourself. You cured this like little trauma in this traumatic event. And now congratulations, you've just cured 0.1, 0.2% of your own trauma. If you repeat this like little like sort of like autotherapy session 1,000 times during your whole life, you will cure your trauma. You will cure 100% of your trauma as long as you don't get traumatized later on in your life, right? Think about it, bro. I've gave you sort of like fast, 10, 15 minutes way, fast, free way of curing trauma. Therapists, they charge fucking $50 an hour for their fucking bullshit sessions. And with this like 10-minute video, I've just gave you the fucking answer, bro. Just go and try it, bro. Just go and try it because everything I've said makes complete fucking sense. Just go and try it right now. I'm telling you. Go and try it. Lock yourself in like your bedroom, for example, and just find a way to just visualize the sort of traumatic event. And then whatever emotion that arises, just let it flow. Allow yourself to just process the emotion, and you will find that literally like 10, 15 minutes afterwards, you will feel so much like lighter. You will feel like fucking 50, 25% lighter, like in your body for the whole day, maybe even for the whole week, who knows? So go and do that, bro. Go and do that maybe every week, every single day, every 3 days, I don't know, but bro, just get into the habit of just processing trauma in your life, because I'm telling you, bro, trauma is what makes everything difficult. All of the little difficulties that you have right now in your life, you have like the difficulties to speak to girls, you have the difficulties to go and socialize, you have difficulties to just stand up for yourself. All of that stems down from literally trauma, from all of those little bits of like traumatic events, some bigger than the other, but that literally affects your life, affects like your success in your life, in your whole fucking life, every day, every time. So go and apply this little method, bro, because I really think, bro, it's so fucking good, bro. go and apply this little method and check the first link in the description if you want to support me and if you also want to make even faster progress in your mental health, basically, bro. Go and check the first link in the description. Goodbye.